Chris and Amber here. Welcome back to another episode of Woodmere Estate Revival. We are on the home stretch, aren't we, hon?
We are.
It's really exciting. We're actually be moving here in a few weeks, and so it's exciting and terrifying all at once. So we're trying to wrap up a whole bunch of stuff over the next 3 weeks. Amber is working in the powder room today, touching up the painting, and then she's going to be giving me a hand with the appliances. I'm in the kitchen right now, getting ready to set up to install the dishwasher. So lots of good stuff going on.
Yeah, for sure.
All right, well, let's take a look around and see what we're into. All right, so Amber's in here working on the powder room. What are you doing, hon?
I am putting the final coat on all the trim.
Okay, sounds good.
When we originally painted it, before we installed it, we did primer and one coat. And now that we have it up, we've filled all the nail holes, we've sanded them down, we've caulked everything. So now it's just final coat.
Awesome. Looking good, yeah. So we did baseboard in here. We still have to do our shoe.
Yeah, that's true, we did. But...
Yay. But Amber's working on the chair rail now and the crown, giving it its final coat of finished paint there. It looks really nice, huh?
It's getting there.
Got our sink and everything completed, toilet, all that's done. Still have to do the rest of the electrical, just swap out the switches, put the box extension on, and add switch place. But door trim and everything is painted out, so we're going to be installing the door. It'd be nice to have a door on the bathroom again, won't it?
Yeah, it's been a little inconvenient.
A little bit. As you can see, still have to case out these closet door openings. The reason those aren't done yet is we're waiting on the stair trim. And Lawrence, our contractor who's been helping us with the tile and hardwoods, is also going to be doing the stairs for us. So they're still in construction mode right now, but he's going to be working on that this coming week. And we're going to have everything done. Once the skirt board goes on the side of the stairs, then I'll come back in and do my casing, because I wanted to have the trim spacing between the skirt and the casing perfectly even all the way up and down. That's the same reason this window hasn't been cased out. We're waiting for the skirt board on this side. So again, we can do our casing since that window gets so close to the stairs. Other than that, let's see, we got to do some baseboard in here, but we've been waiting on this cased opening before we did the baseboard, and we've been waiting on finishing the kitchen before we did that cased opening, so everything just kind of depends on everything else. Here's our dishwasher. Nice unit by Thermador. All sorts of bells and whistles. We're excited to have that. It's going into this little cubby here. All the cabinets are done in the kitchen except for this one. And this one's not in yet because we were waiting on the dishwasher. So everything depends on everything else. We do have our farm sink in now. That was a fun project. The cabinet came with a rough opening in it already, but it was not cut to our sink specifications. So we had to cut the opening exactly the size of our sink and then get that thing wedged in there. We also had to build a platform underneath of it to support the sink, a little different than your traditional countertop mounted sink. So we had to build a platform and screw that to the inside of the cabinet. This is a fire clay sink by Ravati. It's an Italian outfit, and it's really neat. It's got this baked on enamel. They fire these things at over 2,000 degrees, which is, super hot. So it's supposed to be very durable, and obviously has a real neat finish. It's gonna look really good once we get the countertops and everything installed. And the countertop templators are coming this week, right?
Yeah, they'll be here Wednesday.
Yeah, so that's why we're in a rush to get the last of the cabinets and countertops appliances finalized. So once we get the dishwasher in the hole, then we'll be able to go ahead and mount the last cabinet, get that done, and then we're going to move on to installing the appliances in the island, and then we'll install the stove into its spot over there, and then we should be ready for the templators, right? Mm-hmm. Yay. So again, these openings are generic. They're not made for our appliances. So we're going to have to unbox our oven and microwave and get the exact dimensions off of the installation manual, and then go ahead and cut these out as well. So it's going to be a fun project.
Not as stressful though as the sink, because
right,
they make the
they have a trim piece.
Trim piece that goes around it, so our opening doesn't have to be perfect.
Right, unlike the sink, it had to be perfect.
Although someone who shall remain nameless, will still try to get it perfect.
Yes, well, you know.
And take twice as long.
No, that's not true. Don't want to start slacking up now, though. We've done such a nice job on everything. You hate to get slack on it now. So yeah, we're going to go ahead and work on getting those appliances done. They're going to be able to template the counter for the beverage center. And then our electrician plumber is coming back, not next week, but the week after, right?
Week after, yeah.
And he's going to do final connections. He'll do the gas line for our stove. There's a drain that goes in here for the ice machine. What else? He's got to do the register that goes
here, yeah.
under the sink there. What else? Oh, hook up the gas valves for the gas fireplace and the gas start.
Get our hot water tank turned on.
Hot water tanks, the tankless water heaters. Get those. Got to bleed the air out of the gas lines and get them fired up. So a lot of little odds and ends stuff that really couldn't be accomplished until we got to this point. Dining room's pretty well done. Still waiting on the under cabinet or in cabinet lighting. Once that's done, then we can go ahead and do the crown all the way around the inside of the dining room and get our glass doors installed on the upper cabinets there. Sound about right?
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Lots of trim work in there.
Yes, ma'am. Lots to do. All right, we're gonna get to work. All right, so Amber's done with her trim work in here and it looks very nice. Well, done almost. She's gotta do one more coat on this part right here. But other than that, she's done. So looking really good. We'll actually be able to go ahead and get the door rehung, which will make it better for privacy. I've been busy in the kitchen, working on getting things laid out for the new dishwasher. So I had to drill a hole through the side of the cabinet to run the drain hose and the supply line and the electrical supply. And then had to come into the cabinet here. We just had the wires stubbed out. I had to go ahead and install the outlets. And I've got one labeled there as D for dishwasher, DW for dishwasher, excuse me. And the one that's D is disposal. So it's important to separate those out because disposal is actually switched. You don't want your dishwasher switched. It's kind of annoying. So now that I got that done, I'm gonna go ahead and get my measurements for the base cabinet here and go ahead and get it installed level with the rest of that run of cabinets here. And then I've also got to rip down a filler piece that goes between the cabinet and the wall. So once I get it all leveled up, I'll go ahead and get a measurement on that. And I'll know exactly what to cut that down to. So I'm gonna go ahead and start getting some measurements here and get this thing installed. This is our waste and recycling can holder. So this whole thing actually slides out on a track. It's pretty slick. And you can just dump your trash or your recycling in there. So kind of a neat setup, but we'll go ahead and get that leveled up and get that spacer cut and get that installed next.
All right, looks like you've got the filler piece cut to size.
Last filler piece on the last base cabinet.
Yay.
We had to wait on this one because of the dishwasher, otherwise it'd been done a long time ago.
Yeah.
Still, it feels good to get it done.
Yeah, for sure. Getting ready to screw it together.
Yep, so got it all clamped and straight. Now I'm getting ready to put some screws in it.
Okay.
Call it good.
So you pre-drill.
Yep, that keeps your screw going in the right spot. Also keeps your pieces aligned.
Mm-hmm.
You had them all lined up and then try to run a screw in there. A lot of times it's going to hit the wood grain and shove the piece out of the way or push it back away from the frame. So if you clamp and pre-drill, works a lot better. Plus you run the risk of splitting it.
Yeah.
If you don't pre-drill.
How'd you learn that?
Yeah. Guess kind of figured that out with our first cabinet project in Virginia. Nice.
Very good job.
All right, a couple more screws and we'll be good.
All right.
So once the spacer block got screwed in place, we were able to slide the cabinet in against the wall, get everything plumb and level, and get it screwed in to the studs there. So that's not going anywhere. Now we've got a nice functional trash and recycling bin cabinet. We went ahead and slid the dishwasher into position, just getting a look at it. We still have to finish our connections. Got to get a few pieces of plumbing and whatnot to go ahead and get that done. We got to get our braided line and the fitting that screws that on to the bottom of the dishwasher, and then got to go ahead and get a different supply valve. The one I had was only good for a single item, being a the sink, but they do make one that's like a T that allows you to have a dishwasher and your sink hooked up there. So I got to pick that up from the big box store, and then we'll go ahead and finish up the dishwasher install. We've moved on to the other side, and we started working on the island again. So this is where the microwave goes. So I'm getting ready to unbox the microwave. We went ahead and pulled all of our excess wiring up from the crawl space there just a second ago. These two are the supply lead, the line load, and then the other one is what carries it over to this side for the outlets. And then this one is for the microwave. So I've got to build a frame inside of the cabinet to hold the microwave. And then I've got to cut the opening larger on the front here to allow the microwave to slide into place. Then we've got to do the same thing over here for the oven. Got to build a shelf inside of this. And there's our 220 wiring for the oven. And then we'll go ahead and get the outlets installed. We're actually going to do the outlets in a box on the surface underneath the island here. I think we'll go ahead and mount them right here. And that way you can just kind of reach underneath and plug stuff in. Don't have to worry about cutting into the side of our beautiful panels here or down to the baseboard. You know, ideally, as far as convenience sake, it'd be great to have it right in the side of the island, but we just don't like the look of that. That would really break up the lines of the panels there and just wouldn't look as clean and classy. So we're going to put them underneath. Won't be hard at all to reach under there and plug something in. There'll be one there and then one down here on the other end. So I'm gonna go ahead and get my stuff together. We'll unbox the microwave, grab the manual out of there, find out the specifications on the install there, decide how to best construct the platform, and then we'll go ahead and get that bad boy screwed in there, and we'll slide the microwave in after we got the opening cut up. We went with Thermador on the microwave as well. We also used the Thermador oven and the Thermador range. They did not make a refrigerator that went with this set that we really liked. We found all the features and everything that we liked in a different unit here. This is actually a KitchenAid. So not 100% Thermador here, but we're excited about that KitchenAid. It's got all of the doodads, all the bells and whistles that we're excited about. So I'm gonna get back to work here, try to go ahead and get this microwave installed.
All right, so here's the microwave. Another Thermador appliance. It goes under the counter, of course. And it has a pull-down door on it. Hopefully we will get used to using it under the counter instead of on top. Chris is over here working on the cutout. Fun times using a handsaw.
Hey.
Hey. So what kind of saw is that? I know you've told me before, but I forget.
Coping saw.
Okay, but you're using that just to kind of make the corner. And then
That's nice because it's got such a small blade that
yeah,
you can make corners. But what I did was I made the first cut here with the
yeah,
pull saw.
Okay.
And then slipped this in, and then I took a drill and drilled the corner.
Okay.
Now I'll use this to square the corner up. Now I'm starting to head down this direction.
And once you get it,
when I get a big enough slot, I'll go ahead and use that again.
okay.
Make
make the rest of it.
All right. We don't have any power tools that can cut a fine enough opening, do we?
Well, the problem is that anything you use that's a power tool runs the risk of, you know, skipping off.
Right.
You know, skipping back.
Mm-hmm.
Because you'd really have to make a plunge cut. And they make a saw for that, but it's like $400 and you hate to go buy a saw for that.
I know.
So,
oh, this'll work.
Yeah.
Just a little more muscle.
Exactly.
All right, so I got the rough opening completed. The sides weren't too bad. That pull saw went down through it pretty quickly, but the bottom was a pain. We were going against the grain, or I should say with the grain, and the grain was real twisted in this piece. I don't know if you could see it, but yeah, you can kind of see the lines there. That's the grain. And it's really twisted. And so it wanted to keep grabbing the saw because that blade is so thin and flexible. It wanted to keep grabbing that and either pulling it downhill or uphill. So that was a pain, but thankfully got it cut off finally and was able to get it smoothed out pretty well using our grinder with the sanding disc on it, and then also the random orbit sander. So now that we got our rough opening completed, I need to go ahead and build the platform that's going to sit inside here. And that's what's going to hold the microwave. It really just slides in on that platform. And then there's 4 little screws that screw into the face of the cabinet to keep it from flopping around when you open the door. But really all the weight rests on that platform. So I'm going to build that out of 2x4s and screw that into the side of the cabinets. These are really well-made cabinets. They have solid plywood on the sides there. It's 1/2-inch plywood. And so there won't be any issue at all screwing the platform braces and everything to that. That'll hold it nice and strong. So I'm going to get working on that and then hopefully get the platform mounted in there. And then we'll be ready to slide the microwave in. Can't wait to see it go in.